Hey there, it's Emily from EmilyAarons.com, and I wanted to do a quick video to talk about booze and your spiritual path. It's been coming up a few times with some of my private clients, so that's a great indicator from spirit to say this is time to bring this out into the world and share a little bit more. And I would invite you to do the same if you are a coach or somebody, a consultant, and you work with clients and you see repetitive messages showing up for you in your practice, to share them, because it's a great message to other people as well. Tons of people will benefit from it. So the message has been coming through for clients with both individuals. It was coming through their energy field. Like, I was feeling this draw to ask them about their drinking. Did someone say booze? So funny, Razzie. Yes, I did. So the energy was coming through their body. It was like I was picking up on the energy of drinking, talk about drinking a little bit. So really in sessions, I just say okay, so why is spirit drawing me to ask you about drinking right now? And usually the response, and what has happened at the number of clients, is they'll say, oh, well, I've been probably drinking a little bit more lately. It's like this kind of guilty confession thing. And so I first and foremost want to say this. Thank you. I flat ironed, and I haven't done this in a really long time. Less humidity. So anywho, don't distract me. Sorry. So this is the thing, is I know I totally just got derailed. Stop it, you guys. So here's the thing, is as soon as I bring up the conversation, it's there's this immediate guilt and acknowledgement. The person who's on the other side of the conversation is already been thinking these thoughts, already been feeling these things oh yeah, I've been drinking more than usual. Oh yeah, I really should stop. Oh, I really shouldn't be drinking so much. And sort of this conversation about alcohol. And so I always like to kind of start when we go into it with first and foremost, I don't care personally about your drinking, whether you do or you don't. It doesn't bother me. I don't care. I'm not going to call you tonight and check in on you. I'm not at that level. So this isn't about me and you and our feelings about drinking. It's about spirit. It's about energy. It's coming up to the surface because it's in your energy field, and that's what I'm picking up on. That's what I do as an energy healer. I pick up on this stuff. So it's about having a curiosity. And this is the feedback that spirit gives me to give my clients, and this is what I share with you now. It's about being curious, not from a place of judgment of how many did you have today, Susan? I don't know, this is a terrible name, right? It's not like that. It's a curiosity and it's a wonder. So this is my invitation for you, is just to have a conversation with yourself in your mind and start to wonder, I wonder the last time in my life, what was going on when I drank as much as I've been drinking right now. And beep boop bop boop, you'll probably put some pieces together. Damn it, Susan. I know. You'll probably put some pieces together and kind of oh yeah, I was going through a really rough time, or a breakup, or a life transition, or I was, graduating from college, or whatever was going on with you, right? You're going to start to put some pieces together. You're just following the little trail. And so just being curious, I wonder, what is it that I don't want to feel? What is it that I don't want to think about? And just be curious. Again, this isn't about judgment. It's about blaming. It isn't about one drink minimum, twice a week. Drop all that BS. This is not about how much you drink. In fact, drink all you want. I don't care. And I'm sure this is going to hit home. But what is it that I don't want to think, or what is it that I don't want to feel? Because I can tell you from my own personal experience, is that at the end of a hard day, at the end of a stressful week, at the end of a stressful day, or multiple stressful days in a row, getting that drink, a beer, a glass of wine, a little shot of tequila, whatever it is that you fancy, it's before you go to get it, there's thoughts that happen, which is I'm having some heavy feelings, things are sucky, or I want to take the edge off. And I just want to take the edge off and not feel so much of this stuff that's going on, right? So we get that drink, have a drink. It's oh, right, sweet relief. tastes delicious. And I get it. I'm so with you. I did this for years. I'm at the point right now in my life, in this cycle that I'm at, is that I'm not really drawn to alcohol lately. I love all of the drinks I just mentioned. Totally love it. Love to hang out with friends and have a drink, have a cocktail, whatever. But the season I've been in the last few, I don't know, few years, since I was pregnant. Anyway, is that it's not like my body doesn't like crave it and want it. And I notice the times when I do, and this is why it becomes easier for me to have this dialogue, because I notice in my body when I am instinctually, habitually going, oh my God, I could use a drink or a cigarette. Oh my God, any of you guys past smokers, I don't smoke, I haven't smoked for a gazillion years, but even that, that lower layer ragey stuff, I have even had those cravings of like a cigarette, like, oh my God, just like a quick little drag off that thing. Ooh, wouldn't that feel so good? And then I start to get curious. What is going on that I feel like that is the thing I need to take the edge off, to make me feel better, to make me whatever? Typically that cigarette, you know what it's telling me to do is I need to stop and take some nice long deep breaths. And I know that sounds crazy because obviously cigarettes have all kinds of crap in them, but what are we doing? Right? Blowing that beautiful smoke out or disgusting cancerous smoke, whichever opinion you have. And again, when was the last time I did this? What was going on in my life the last time I used to smoke cigarettes? So yes, we were talking about booze, but I guess we opened up the smoking conversation as well. And this is the thing I want to open up this conversation for, because we are in the midst of a pandemic. There's so much stress. We're approaching, elections in November in the US. Like there is all kinds of crazy stuff going on, like blatant just stuff. Okay. I'm not even going to get into all the terrible things that are happening in the world. It's going to be triggering the shit out of everybody. Anywho, triggering things are happening all the time outside of us and inside of us, where people are losing their jobs, where whatever. So it's understandable. We are human, right? We are human. We are experiencing these things and we have stress. But instead of this is my 2 cents, is instead of like immediately mindlessly, that's what we're doing, is we're mindlessly going from like, I'm so stressed out, I'm really freaking triggered right now, I'm gonna go get a drink and take the edge off. Just pause for a second and get curious. Ask yourself the questions about, I wonder what I'm not wanting to feel right now. I'm wondering what I'm not wanting to think right now. When did I do this before? What's going on? And just pause. And there's another open invitation, is just to feel what's happening. And notice where you feel that super freaked out, wigged out, stressed out, tweaked out, ragey, messy self. Where do you feel that in your body? Just tap in for a hot second. Notice where it is. And just seeing if there's any other information that's coming along with this. Because my sense is that we are drinking, we are smoking, we are eating, we are having sex, whatever we're doing is an effort to self-medicate. All you're doing is saying like, my equilibrium is off and I need to tie it down. Like I need to get back to some normalcy somewhere, right? You're only self-medicating. So that's why, again, there's no shame around this. You are doing the best you can with the day that you have, with the week, the whatever you've got. So you're self-medicating to either numb out from feeling something, and if you just give yourself a second to feel what's going on, to be inquisitive, maybe notice where it is in your body, it's a whole new level of processing. And I would almost guess that it would invite in a different conversation for you to really be in touch with, okay, now that I know these things, okay, last time the thing I don't want to think about, the thing I don't want to feel is how crappy my job is and how miserable I am at it. This job sucks the life out of me and I'm so afraid of leaving. Oh, okay. Now that gives me goosebumps, right? Oh, wow. What if I could just give myself permission to find a job that set my soul, my heart on fire, or that relationship, or whatever the thing is that's causing you distress? giving yourself permission to feel those feelings. And I promise you, I will say I used to be guilty of this. So I have suffered a lot of depression in my life. And I used to be in a dark hole for a very long time. And once I got myself out of it, I felt like, okay, well, I don't want to go back down there. So I had this habit of kind of like, okay, I'm going to just push, I'm going to change my attention from being down to being up. I'm going to be committed to my joy and like, go get it. Best day ever. Funny cat videos, funny things, and like shift my attention. And what I've really felt in the last, I don't know, few weeks is like this halt of it's okay to just feel your feelings. And when you just give yourself permission to feel those things, instead of the fear, which is I'm going to go back into my dark hole, I'm never going to come out, it actually is like that fast. Just sitting with it, internalizing where is it in my body, and like, can I release that? Okay, what's my next step? Okay. Oh, okay, I'm over it. Like that. It's like so fast. I know it sounds so elementary, but it's such a great way to process this stuff. So one other tip, which is this. If you've never done EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, it's a tapping exercise. You could just Google it. It's a million videos on YouTube by Rolf Yates, I think. He's got a tapping for everything. I would tap on "It's safe to feel," or "It's safe." Yeah, I think "It's safe to feel" kind of sums it all up. But going into that, "It's safe for me to feel right now" is, excuse me, I can feel everybody's energy like collectively releasing. "It's safe for me to feel right now" is going to also allow you to process some of those deeper emotions that have been kind of hiding under the surface, or you've been kind of tucking under there that you haven't wanted to feel or think about. So this is my open invitation to you. Again, there's no judgment whether you drink or whether you don't drink. I could care less. I'm not watching over you. I don't care. And this is about like, you're on your spiritual path. You wouldn't be in my sphere if you weren't on your spiritual path and looking for healing, looking for up leveling, looking for growth, looking to start trusting your instincts. Like everybody who's in my sphere wants to trust their intuition, but how can you trust your intuition if you're numbing out how you feel, right? I don't know. How do you do that? So that's why I don't, because I am using my intuition for work, but also for myself. And if I want to be like super good at what I do, and I am, let's just say that, I need to be sharp. I need to be with it. And I can't have those days after I drink where I get so negatively swept under the rug and like just negatively affected. It knocks me off my game and I don't feel my best self. I don't sleep well. I eat like weird foods that don't agree with my system. And then the next day I'm kind of like, what was that all about, right? And so it's been a long time since I did that, because it doesn't do it for me anymore. So I'm not saying it's never gonna be that way, but like right now, the season I'm in is like, I'm not really interested. And my relationship with alcohol is like, I don't really have one. That's all it is. Anyways, I'm gonna look back at your comments in just a second, but does anybody have any questions or I know I see a lot of this is resonating with you guys. Talking about a friend about drinking this morning. Yeah. Big release just listening to, oh, I'm so glad. Whether it's smoking or drinking in any kind of chosen way, coping mechanism to escape this is coming from someone who is an expert at escaping her reality. You can break free from that and feel your way into empowering yourself and doing something healthy for you. Yeah. And you know what, like, who says it's not healthy? I mean, a lot of drinking is not healthy for you, but maybe a drink is exactly what your system wants. Who knows? I'm not the judge of that. So anyway, thank you guys. For me, it's escaping into video games and social media. Yeah, everybody has a thing, right? Anyway, we all have a thing. We're only human after all. But remembering that you're here for a reason, and you're here, your soul wants to evolve, and that's why I came into this human body of yours. So maybe we can start listening to it and tapping into what it needs. So anyway, lots of love to you. I hope this message resonated. And if it did, make sure you leave a comment, give me a thumbs up or some hearts, or send it to a friend who you feel like it would be empowering to. All right, lots of love.